Skippy Jon Jones by Judy Schachner. Every morning, Skippy Jon Jones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all. "Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches," ordered Mama Junebug Jones. "No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds," she scolded, "or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Mrs. Dog Higgy's bird bath." The lecture went on and on as usual. "You've got to do some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants," said his mother, "about just what it means to be a cat, not a bird, not a mouse or a goose, not a mouse or a goose, not a rat or a bat. And stay out of your closet," she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, Skippy Jon Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippy Jon Jones and I bounce on my bed, and once or 6 times I land on my head." On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippy Jon Jones shot past his bedroom mirror. "Holy guacamole!" exclaimed Skippy Jon Jones. "What was that?" So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his best Spanish accent, he said, "Me ears are too big for my head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat, I am a Chihuahua." Back on land, Skippy Jon Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippy Jon Jones began to sing in a muy soft voice. "My name is Skippito Frisquito. I fear not a single bandito. My manners are mellow, I'm sweet like the jello. I get the job done, yes indeedo." Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jilly Boo Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. "Can Skippy Jon Jones come out of his room now?" asked Jujubee. "No," answered Mama Junebug Jones. "Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking." In fact, Skippy Jon wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome desert road, far, far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a misterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. "Ay caramba, who goes there?" asked Skippy Jon Jones. "We go by the name of Los Chimichangos," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Skippito, the great sword fighter," said Skippy Jon Jones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up. "Why the mosquito, dude?" asked Poquito Tito. "I go incognito," said Skippito. "Do you like rice and beans?" said Pintolito. "See, I love mice and beans," said Skippito. "He might be the dog of our dreams," whispered Rosalita. "Perhaps," said Tia Mia, "if he knows the secret password." Leaning toward Don Diego, El Esquipito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear. "Achoo, Pichu! Bless you," said Don Diego. "Gracias," said Skippito. "Then it is true," decreed Don Diego. "Yip, yippee, yippito, it's the end of Alfredo Pasito. Skippito is here. We have nothing to fear. Adios to the bad Bambolito." Then all of the chimichangos went crazy loco. First, they had a fiesta. Then they took a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great bumblebito for Skippito to see. A hush grew over the chimichangas so great that one could hear a whisker drop. Alfredo Basito, whispered the crowd. El blimpo bumblebito bandito. Sí, said Poquito Tito. The banditos steals our frijoles. Not your beans, cried Skippito, outraged. Sí, Poquito continued. Red beans, black beans, Boston baked and blue, cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto, and jelly too. And now he comes for us, Poquito added. ¿Por qué? asked Skippito. Because we are full of the beans too. Then Don Diego stood tall and in his most somber voice declared, Yo quiero frijoles. Huh? asked Skippito. The dude just wants his beans back, said Poquito Tito. And are you the dog for the job? Me? asked Skippito. Then all the chichimangos turned towards Skippito, the great sword fighter. But poor Skippito had no time for a plan because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chimichangos scattered in all directions. Vamos, Skippito, or it is you the bandito will eato, they cried. Skippito stood his ground, but his legs shimmered and shook like the jello and his teeth shattered like the castanets. Then in a muy soft voice he said, My name is Skippito Fisquito. I fear not a single bandito. But Alfredo Basito flew straight for Skippito until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face. Holy frijoles, cried Skippito as he thrust his sword in the air. Suddenly, pop, went the bandito, landing on Skippito's sword, and quicker than anyone could say chihuahuas, cheese, and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Basito, the bumbolito bandito. Then all the doggies burst into song, Yippee, yippee, yippito. Our hero is El Skippito. He's the dog of our dreams who delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos. But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippy Jon's room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. Panguito, Crashito, Papito, Skippito! Just in time to see Skippy Jon's closet exploding. Then out flew Candy, beanbag doggies, and the kitty boy and his birthday piñata on his head. Skippy Jon Jones! Everyone cried. Hola muchachitas, he said in a muy soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippy Jon and covered his head with furry, purry kisses. What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs? She scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippy Jon began to bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. Oh, I'm Skippy Jon Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that. Say good night, Skippy Jon Jones, called his mama. Buenas noches, mis amigos, said Skippy Jon Jones.